Norcom Mortgage.
Yo, what's going on? Hey, everybody. I was having mouse problems. I know.
You don't got a new mouse yet?
Not yet, dude. Hey, it's
That's a
9
Christmas
p.m.
present for you.
Yeah, Christmas present for me. 9 p.m. Wednesday night, and it's the Mike and Mish show. Here we are. Mike, what's going on?
I am just sitting here looking at my beautiful background that my wife tried to sabotage before the show started, and I was not having it. Not 1 second of her trying to mess with the background of this beautiful winter Christmas scene I have here.
It was definitely comical, everybody. It was comical before the show started.
Unbelievable.
Steph came down to try to sabotage the Hallmark background that he's got here. We wouldn't let that happen. But before we do anything, before we bring our guests on the show, we're going to let our bills get paid, and we're going to hear from our sponsors. Here we go.
Norcom Mortgage and Michael Mish are delivering the American dream to those who serve America, helping veterans obtain the dream of home ownership. They offer programs that include no money down, no first-time homebuyer requirement, 100% cash out refinances, rehab loans. They can help you purchase a home, purchase a condo, refinance an existing mortgage, create a dream home with rehab loan. To learn more, visit www.michaelmish.norcommortgage.com or call 860-884-2103.
Commercial puts a smile on my face every time, and it ain't
Who
no
did that commercial? It's not that bad. It's pretty good commercial.
Whoever that yuck it up voice on that commercial is one of the best in the business. He is available. Hit up the Mike and Mish show if you guys want to hire that guy and make some commercials for you. But the commercial is no bullshit. Mike Mish, cousin of mine, happens to be one of the top 1% mortgage brokers in the country, and he's now sponsoring us. So shout out to Norcom Mortgage and Mike Mish. Get over there and hit him up if you need to save some money. And of course, our guys, man, we're wearing them right now. We got more gear. The guerrilla warfare army just keeps on going. It keeps on growing.
Oh my God.
And Mike's going to show you something in a second. There it is right there. That's us. And that's one of our major sponsors right there. Go to their website, use the promo code Mike and Mish, get 15% off everything. Mike, show them that.
Check this thing out right here. Can we see this? Look at this thing.
Dude,
it's
the
my
juggernaut.
New favorite hoodie. Okay, look at this thing.
It is comfortable as hell.
Apparel. Yep, comfortable as hell. It's got the gold GWA on the front there, as we can see. Love the gray, one of my favorite colors. Okay, and listen, that juggernaut, guerrilla warfare, it's awesome. Actually, this one's got a cool one too. You tell me if you can see this bad boy, right? Let me get over here.
Oh, Mike, your shorts don't match your shirt. Steph's gonna fire you. No, guys, what you also gotta know about this company here is the owner of the company is a longtime tattoo artist, and every one of these shirt designs are hand drawn by him.
Yeah,
and then printed.
He signed that shit himself.
They are legit. So hit up Norcom Mortgage, hit up Mike Mish if you need any of that stuff that I said in the commercial there. We'll get better at that. And hit up Guerrilla Warfare because these clothes are dope. They look cool. They're comfortable as hell, and it's Christmas time. So do that. And guys, before we bring our guests on, which we have a few tonight, we got Louie Lopez, who's going to be fighting Howard H.D. Davis coming up in a few minutes. And then we got Christine Vicens, who made her debut at Knucklemania 2 against Jade Masson-Wong and really impressed the shit out of everybody that night in her professional debut. She's going to be coming on after Louie. It was Thanksgiving weekend over the past weekend, and there was a loss in the world of bare knuckle. It was tragic, and the BKFC lost a fighter, man. I don't know what the whole story is behind it. First reports were that he took his own life. Now there's like different story coming out, right, Mike?
Yeah, there was a story saying that he accidentally shot himself. So we don't know for sure. We don't have confirmation. But really, I guess that's really none of our business
It's none of our
technically. So all we know is we lost a guy who we met in Wichita. He was super cool. First time, only time we ever met him, but he was in the lobby of the hotel. And we got to have a few drinks with him. And he was so nice. He was excited to meet us in person. We were excited to meet him. We hung out with him and Jihad and Rick Coleman and Martin Brown and Crystal Pittman. And we were all hanging out drinking, and it was a great night. And he was awesome. So he was definitely a great guy. And the world of combat sports is going to miss this guy because he was definitely a good dude.
Yeah, man, our heart goes out to his family and his friends and everybody that is close to him because, like Mike just said, that we didn't know him, but we did meet him that one night, and he was a stand-up kid. He was a fucking really cool dude, and you know, you saw when he goes in the ring, he pours it all out in there, and he was ready to go do it again against Cutman G this weekend.
Yep.
Another fight for the Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, and unfortunately, he didn't make it. It's a tragic loss, and of course, Mike and I see if it was, what first report was, and he did take his own life. Guys, we talked about it many times in the past. Being soldiers, we see it way too much. Being the position that I've been in for the last year and a half, I see it more often than you would imagine. Not necessarily full blown, suicide incidents, but like ideations and like attempts and stuff like that. That shit goes on way too often. There is I believe it's 988. You dial 988, it brings you to the hotline. There's people ready to talk to you 24 hours a day. So, there's always some help out there. Don't fucking let that get away from you. Yeah, it sucks, Mike.
And we also have something in the comments here. I'm just going to bring it up quick. It says, tune in to Fusion Seasons Beatings December 10th and help donate to his family. Right. So do that. Go donate. Help them out. They're definitely having a really tough time, and they need it more now than ever. So
yeah, man. And and if anybody wants to see that, go to Fusion Fight Leagues. Is it Fusion Fight League? Is that what it is? I'm sorry if I butchered that, but I shared a link to that on our story today on our Instagram page. So if you guys want to check out that event, you want to help out, the costs, funeral costs and whatever the family may need, that is a real nice thing for that. I don't know where the event is, Tony Chapel. I would say go to the page and read all about it. But anyways, rest in peace, Gerald Grigori, and
yeah.
And we'll move on here, and we'll bring on our first guest of the evening. He looks pretty dark in the weight room down there. But our first fighter of the night is going to be taken on the number one contender in the 145-pound division. This guy gets a win over his opponent this Saturday, and he catapults himself right to the top of that division. And title aspirations are on the horizon. His name is Louie El Loco Lopez.
Hey, what up, everybody?
What's going on, man?
Hey,
what you doing?
Sorry, it's dark. I'm driving home from training. I'm almost home. I'm a block away from my house.
Oh, okay, okay. No problem. You have a fight coming up, so training is acceptable.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, my shoe is still slow as we speak.
Louie, man, before we talk about your upcoming fight and before we talk about your last fight, because we have to talk about your last fight, it was fucking fantastic. You got to clear something up for us, sir. We see you as 2-1 in BKFC. When you made your debut against Machete Skinetti there, they announced that you were 1-0 entering that fight. Now you go to their website, they have you at 1-1. What is your real bare knuckle record, win-loss record?
Do you want to count BKFC, or are we counting my bare knuckle fight, my bare knuckle record?
Bare knuckle record.
I'm 4. Here's the thing. I had a fight in Billings, Montana a year ago. My guy didn't show up. Okay, if you want to count that, I'm 4-1. If you don't want to count that, I'm 3-1 all day. I have a win over Gabe Sacchetti. I have a win over Dylan Schulte, and I have a win over he's out of Idaho. He had just fought Dylan the first fight for Dylan Schulte's fight. I forget his name.
Okay, so you're 4-1 total in all.
Yes,
bare
because
knuckle.
I had a fight, and
Yeah.
I had a fight against Miles Mezkevich, whatever, from Montana. He didn't show up. I stepped on the scale. I got paid. I count, when I showed up to the team to play baseball, if their players didn't show up all the way, guess what? We won.
You win.
All right. Well, at least we got that cleared up now. It was very confusing for me and Mike today because we were rewatching your fights, and your first fight with Gabe Sacchetti, or however Sacchetti, Machete Sacchetti. They announced that you were 1-0.
Derek Gates, that was my other win. I'm sorry to interrupt.
Gates.
That was my other win. Derek Gates.
Oh,
yes, I beat him before I beat him before I beat Sacchetti, actually. I beat him in an underground show for Joe Riggs. That was my first ever bare knuckle fight.
Oh, that must be what it is then. Yes. Because we were looking and like Capology doesn't list it.
Is that fight on YouTube? Is it on YouTube somewhere?
No, I have it on my Messenger. I can put it on my Facebook. I was trying to get my son. Thing is, I have a 15-year-old son who's pretty technology savvy. He's gonna make me a YouTube page. So I'm gonna start putting all my content on there.
Nice.
There you go. All right. Now that we have that squared away, my man, back in September, you stepped in the ring in Montana, and you put on a Fight of the Year candidate without question, Fight of the Year nominee. That fucking fight was insane. I'm going to tell you right now, man, you two were pedal to the metal for 4 straight rounds. The output of that fight was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You took damage. You dished out damage. It was a back and forth war. Talk a little bit about that fight and how did that test you as a fighter, and how'd you grow from that, man?
Sorry, gentlemen, can you guys? Okay. Yeah, that, to be honest, you guys, Dylan was way tougher than I thought. I underestimated him a lot. He's probably one of the top 3 in the division. If you want to be real and technical, that kid's tough as nails. So he came out ready to fight. I'll tell you that. And he also came from an elevation that was 2,000 feet less than us. So he came up here and he probably, he came down a little bit. I'm sorry, excuse me. So he probably had a little bit better breathing. So the second round came, third round came, he was right in the scratch. He was ready to scrap right away. And I was like, trying to catch my breath. Every round I remember, I was like, gosh, dang, this kid's ready to go again. I mean, his toe was on the line, and I'm still trying to, act like I'm still putting my mouthpiece in my mouth. You know what I mean? And I'm like, gosh. But then after the rounds again, man, he was fading it. But after that first round, he was cut up real bad. I got to the scratch line with him, and I looked him in his eye. He had a cut here. He was already beat up pretty good after the first round. And that was only freaking 120 seconds of us fighting. So it was bad.
Now, dude, you talked about him coming down from elevation and maybe having a little, upper hand on the cardio. I noticed that Chris Lytle kept bringing up the fact that you were open mouth breathing like throughout that fight. Did you have a little issue with cardio in that, or was something bothering you that night?
Dylan has a unique style that most wrestlers have. They have what you call a technical brawl style. They kind of put their head down and they just kind of go and go and go and then march forward. And it's kind of a hard style to defend. If you don't know how to fight properly going backwards, you'll have a tough time with that kind of a style. So I was questioning my cardio a bunch, and my coach Joe Riggs, he's been in the game for probably as long as I've been alive. And he was saying after the fight stuff, after I kept bringing it up, he kept saying it was just a high-paced fight. That's all he was saying. He was just saying it was a high-paced fight. So, because I was questioning my cardio. Like, is my cardio really terrible, or what the heck is going on? He said, no, right from the scratch, you guys were getting it in. I mean, you guys were exchanging immediately. He knocked you down in the first round. You knocked him down in the second round. I mean, it was action right from the beginning.
Hell yeah.
I feel like anytime a fighter has their mouth open, the commentators need something to talk about. So they will always say, oh, looks like looks like Gabe's tired. Looks like Louie's tired. He's got his mouth open. And that's always the thing. Here's what's weird about that. And I don't always believe that myself, because when I run, my mouth is always open. I don't know. I don't like breathing through my nose like people say when they run. I always have my mouth open. And it's not because I'm tired. It's just the way I breathe when I run. So I don't know. I know when you fight, it's probably better to keep your mouth closed, but I don't necessarily think that you're tired because your mouth is open.
And the thing is that's one thing we've worked on in this camp huge is just keeping my mouth clenched, my jaw clenched.
Biting down.
Yeah, I'm breathing out of my nose while I'm banging. It's okay to kind of release my air when I'm, you know what I mean? But while we're banging, my teeth are clenched. Rusty Crowder from Georgia, he broke my jaw in the end of the first round of my fight.
Oh, okay. Because I was going to tell you this. When Lytle kept bringing up the fact that your mouth was open, I was wondering if you had issues with the mouth guard that you were wearing, because you were having mouthpiece issues in that Rusty Crowder fight too. But that must have been because
I
didn't realize
it wasn't mouthpiece issues. It's just my own personal issue and my own personal how could I say hole that I'm really trying to cover up. If you guys watch Saturday night, you'll see that you won't be able to tell what color my mouth guard is. So. That's it. And I think is I feel bad. I might be blowing some snot everywhere, but hey, that's what happens.
You pulling that Michael Chandler against Corey shit. Just fucking snot rocking in him.
Yeah.
Dude, you brought up your coach. You brought up having Joe Riggs in your corner. Now, talk a little bit about that. This guy, you know, everybody knows Joe. Joe's been through it all, done it all, multiple organization champion. What's he got? 70, 80 fucking pro fights. The guy's a fucking absolute monster, and he's a mainstay in the bare knuckle sport since it's been growing. Having him in your corner has to be a humongous fucking boost for you, man.
So crazy. Just put it to you this way, honestly, guys. If it wasn't for him, to be honest, I wouldn't even probably be talking to you guys right now, honestly. I mean, let's be real. I probably wouldn't even be on this screen right now talking to you guys if it wasn't for him.
What did he do for you? Why do you say that?
Oh man, he's the one that introduced me to bare knuckle. He's the one that saw my skills and brought me into here. I was scared to death to fight for a bare knuckle fight. My parents were like, "You better not do that shit," and now they love it. Now they can't get enough of it. My dad really can't get enough of it. It's crazy.
They go to it. They've been there.
Oh yeah, my dad's a big fan. My dad's a big fan now. He really, really believes in me a lot. But Joe, I'm serious. He probably believes in me sometimes more than I believe in myself, and. It's super crazy on how the relationship we've gained from just this last year and a half of being together. Because at first he was a real good coach, but I didn't know how to handle a real good coach. You know, I didn't know I was faking this sport and kind of half-assing it and stuff. And that's not the way he is. So he, especially when he trains, gets ready for war. So in the very beginning, we kind of had a rockier slope because I was doing my own thing, if you will. I was kind of training my own way and like, quote unquote, he always told me a good quote: if you run your own fight camp, you're writing your own death wish. You know what I mean? So that's a big deal. And he gives me one of many quotes that I hold on to a lot. So he's just a really, really educated guy in the sport, really a really good person that really looks out for the people he cares for. And that's huge to me.
He's also a pretty intense, like kind of no bullshit kind of guy from the times that we've talked to him. Like I would imagine when you first, how long have you known him?
I've known him for a year and a half now. No,
honestly, I would imagine when you first started like training with him and like didn't really know him too much, he was probably an intimidating dude a little bit.
Oh man, I didn't know what to expect at first. I didn't know how to talk to him. I was like treating him like the police. You know what I mean? I was like, okay, sure. And now it's just like, now it's, you know what I mean? I put, now I can mess with him while he's sleeping. Now we just jokes to each other. Now we kind of just like, I don't have to call before I go to his house, just that kind of thing.
That's fucking awesome, dude. I would imagine that you look forward to getting to the gym every single time.
He takes so much extra time with me too. I'm so grateful for him. I honestly, my style was not even going to be the same Saturday night. I mean, it'll be definitely the same, but it won't be. He's literally picked apart this guy that I'm fighting, and he's literally just lined me out on how to really just pick this guy down and out. And that's his job. That's really his job. I'm not even going out there for a fight right now, guys. I'm not going out there. I'm going out there to just use 4 or 5 of my main, my main tools. And one of those 5, after I keep running them off the chain, one of the 5 will work.
Let's talk about your opponent for a second. Let's be honest about Howard. Howard is he's a very skilled fighter himself. He comes from a very good camp with a lot of good coaches, and he's a genetic freak. That fucking dude is, what is he, 6'4", 145 pounds? I don't know how you could be 145 pounds and 6'4". It just doesn't make any goddamn sense. And he doesn't look like he has a shred of fat on the dude. And he proved in his last fight against a well-established UFC title contender type dude, Jimmy Rivera, that he has a gas tank that he can go for fucking hours. You know what I mean? So,
Right.
and you kind of like, I was going to ask you about approaching a guy like Howard Davis with such range and you know, he's very
I don't see nobody, I don't see nobody attacking like a dog on him. I haven't seen him being attacked, so we don't know. We've seen, that all that. We haven't seen him, we haven't seen, snot come out of somebody's out and talking to him while he's in there telling him, I'm ready to die in this motherfucker. We haven't seen that yet, though. We haven't seen a crazy ass motherfucker who's been to hell and back, who's just ready to go out there and show the world why he is the best across the way from him, who Jimmy Rivera, let's be real, he's honestly a skilled fighter. All those guys are skilled, but he's probably done his time. He's done everything. He was probably just in there to, give or take it a little bit. And that is no disrespect to the legend, Jimmy Rivera or to Howard Davis. But I think the intensity I bring is just a little different. And, and people see that, right, when they meet me. The intensity I bring is just on a different level. I'm ready to get flown out of there in a helicopter, brother. I'm serious, and I'm not gonna go down until either I can't no more or they're telling me I can't no more. So,
and you're stepping in, and now
very skilled opponent, Howard. I mean,
you're stepping in on their turf too, right? You're going to enemy territory here, but you're gonna have rigs with you. You're gonna have your game plan. You're gonna have your team. Do you see a 5-round war with Howard? Do you see the 4 or 5 approach points taking him out?
It can't, dude. It can't be there. It can't happen like that. I've trained for it not to happen that way. I've trained to kill the whole time for the first second till the 10th minute in that fight. I've trained to take everything, give everything. I don't train to sit back and smile at each other. I train to get in there and see who's going home.
Funny.
Okay, I like that.
I love this. That. I love the intensity. I fucking.
It's real, bro. We're out here being real. You could die out there. This is real shit. This ain't no fucking joke. This ain't no, hey, I'm a fighter. Hey, come support me, motherfucker. This is a death. I'm kissing my family goodbye.
I love it. I love the intensity. I love the comment that your opponent's coach is in the comment, and he says we can arrange for the helicopter, big dog. He's fucking around. Nah, man, it seems like you are dialed in.
30 seconds we start banging, though. It's the first 30 seconds they're gonna wish they had Kai. They're gonna look at each other and be like, fuck, why couldn't we just draw Kai?
What do you think happened there with Kai? Well, do you have any idea? What happened with Kai?
He don't want to fight. He don't want to get beat up for $5,000. He's scared. He don't want to get beat up for $6,000. He don't want to get beat up for 5, 6, 7, 8. He don't want to get beat up for not what he thinks he's worth. He thinks he's worth $1 million.
Yeah, I don't understand.
He thinks he's worth $1 million in a title fight and doing all this. When he fought Derek Gates, who I beat, he fought fucking that little midget guy that he fought in Montana. That guy that rolled over with a freaking thumbnail, literally blew at you, and he blew over. I forgot Daniel Gary, and then. And then he fought the most out of shape Rusty Crowder I've seen in my entire life. Like
Rusty came in like 10 pounds overweight for that.
He paid out of his pocket.
Yeah. I get what you're saying, and I don't understand where Kai Stewart needs to really look at himself in the mirror and understand that he only has a few fights. Like, why are you pricing yourself out? What the fuck are you doing? You guys really. You got to do your time, and then once you develop your resume, then you can start asking.
Nobody's proven yet.
Right.
We've only had 4 fights. Everybody's only had 4 fights.
Right.
3 fights.
A lot of people. Yeah. A lot of people like that.
I mean, what do you really know? Nobody really knows anything about anybody yet. You haven't even seen anybody's true potentials. You haven't seen how many people go to deep waters yet.
Yep. Yeah. There's not many people who can really ask for a really, really big purse besides somebody they bring in from the outside that already has the name.
Riggs, besides Perry, besides Paige, those are all acceptable people.
Right.
Kai Stewart, that's just got a little bit of this Montana, this Great Falls behind him. That's all he's got, too. Great Falls, not even the whole state, just the city, And the thing is, I got people out of Bozeman, Missoula, Kalispell. You go around the whole state, you throw my name around, people are like, oh, damn, that kid works hard. I know him.
Nice, man. Well, we're excited about this fight. I got to ask you a question from the comment section, and then we're going to run a couple questions by you, and then we'll let you get up out of here. Big Ben is asking, after you won in New York, where were you headed when you jumped out of the ring?
Dude, that's so funny. I love it. People actually watch my shit now. They know, dude, be my best friend. So I took my best friend with me. Joe had a family emergency. He had to head back home. It was my best friend and me when I actually went out there and fought. And I was so excited. I jumped. They told me not to go in the section I went. I jumped out of the ring. I ran past the medical place that I'm supposed to stop and see. And I went straight into fucking Joey Beltran's fucking locker room, dude. I felt so bad. He's in there by himself. I'm on the phone with my dad. Hey, Dad, just knock this guy out. And I look over and I'm in Joey's freaking gosh damn dressing room. And I'm like, I'm so sorry, dude. He's like, it happens.
Like, whatever.
Yeah, that's what he said. He's like, it happens, bro. I was like, dude, I don't even know. And they're like, can you?
Yeah, you were excited. It's awesome.
Dude, here, also listen to this, though, Big Ben. On my way to the airport, because had to go to the airport at 3 a.m. after the fight. I should have took a little more time at the doctor's station because I think I had a concussion on my way to the airport. Oh. I was all like feeling mushy. I was like, gosh, I should have took a little more time with them.
Yeah, definitely take care of your health first, for sure.
Yeah, I do that every time now.
Man, awesome. There you go, Big Ben. You got your answer. Hey, Louie, it's Christmas season. We're going to ask you 5 quick questions about Christmas, and then we're going to let you get up out of here. Speed round with Louie Lopez fighting this Saturday against Howard H.D. Davis at BKFC 34. Here we go. First question for you. If you walked downstairs and found your mom kissing Santa, what would you do?
Give one of my cookies.
Knock him out with an edible?
Get one of my cookies, my boy.
Here we go. Number 2.
Number 2. Hey, if your kids are around, hide them. How did you find out the truth about Saint Nick? Hello?
Can you hear us?
I think we lost.
How do you find it?
When did you find out the truth? Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you hear us?
Okay. Yeah.
How did you find out the truth about Saint Nick? Who told you Santa Claus isn't the real deal?
Oh man. Shit. I don't know, man. I think it was somebody on the bus in elementary school.
Yeah.
I think it was like some kid on the bus, like, hey, Santa's not real. And I was like, no.
That son of a bitch. What did he do that for? He ruined it.
Yeah. Oh man, well, kids are that way. All right. What is the worst Christmas gift that you ever got that you had to act like you loved it?
Fuck. I don't know. That's a good one, dude. Honestly, that's a real good one.
Yeah.
Maybe just one.
That's nice.
Yeah. When I was younger, I hated getting clothes from my parents. I was always like, "Don't give me clothes."
No kids like
clothes. I was always like, feel it if it was soft. I'm like, "You motherfuckers."
Yeah. Then you got in high school and you're like, "What the hell? I want."
Yeah, I know.
I want them new Boss jeans.
Seriously, dude, give me some freaking no kidding. That's fun.
Boss jeans.
All right, number 4. Yeah, that's what we were. Have you ever ruined Christmas?
Y'all are gonna see Saturday. Yes, for you in the comment that's talking about the helicopter, Saturday. That answer is for you and your guys. Yes.
That is
very good.
A good answer. And last one for you. We're gonna let you go. If you can get anything in the world for Christmas this year, what would it be?
To be honest, nothing at all, man. I'm cool. I'm happy. Let's let somebody else have that.
There you go.
Let somebody else have that.
Humble man. Sure. You go in there on Saturday, you do your thing, and we just got a bonus question. Just in breaking bonus question: is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
Yes, it is.
There you go, Mike.
Marking you down is yes. I got a toll going at work. I got about 120 people answered that so far.
All right, brother. Well, awesome talking to you. You sound hyped up for the fight. You sound dialed in. You sound like you have a game plan with Mr. Joe Riggs. If you have something you want to say it now, and then we'll let you get going.
I just want to thank everybody, man. Honestly, thank all my supporters in Montana. Everybody who don't support me, I thank you more. To be honest, I thank the people who don't support me more because they're making me more famous than the people who do support me. And then thanks, Joe Riggs. I really love you, bro. You're my man. I couldn't do this all without you. And I'll see you guys Saturday.
All right, man.
All right,
Good
man.
luck and have yourself a good fight, brother. We'll see you.
Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.
All right, later.
Later.
All right. That was Louie Lopez. El Loco, right?
El Loco, yes.
We have Loco Soda. We can't have two Locos, bro.
Yeah, you gotta add the L.
All right, man. He's going in there to fight an absolute warrior on Saturday. I cannot wait to watch that one. That one also has fight of the night written all over it. We have another guest lined up. She's been waiting patiently. Thank you very much. She impressed the shit out of everybody back at Knucklemania 2, Mike and I included, because we were there live ringside and we didn't know anything about her. She went in there against Jade Masson-Wong and he fucking stole the show there. Christine Vicens, here she is.
Hey,
what's
guys.
up? How are you?
Good. How about you guys?
We are great. Welcome to the show. That's Mike. I'm Mish, and you got yourself another fight coming up this Saturday night, Hollywood, Florida, in the same place you made your debut and same ring, new opponent. Talk about a little bit before we get into all that. Tell us about a little bit about yourself, because like I just said, at Knucklemania 2, we had looked into you a little bit and we knew that you had some combat sports background. You were training with Hector Lombard, but we didn't really know all that much about you. So can you give us like a little rundown on your rise up through combat sports and what got you to bare knuckle?
Sure. I've been doing martial arts for, I'd say, about 17 years now. I started with kickboxing. It's funny. I started kickboxing just because I wanted to get in shape, do a cardio kickboxing class. But that was actually inside of a martial arts gym. And then I saw the guys training and I was like, man, that's pretty cool. I should learn some self-defense. Jumped into those classes. Eventually did some competitive kickboxing matches. I got presented with the opportunity to do Golden Gloves in 2009. And I went ahead, did that, won the Golden Gloves, National Golden Gloves. And I just kept doing it. It was a hobby, but I was still trying to compete whenever I got the chance. And then I started practicing MMA. I had kids, so I kind of had to take a break twice for both of my kids. And then went back in 2019, did another kickboxing fight. And after that, I got presented.
Uh-oh.
Little freeze.
You froze.
Deep freeze.
You're frozen.
Freeze zone.
Back out, come back in.
Yeah. So that sucks. We were just getting right into that right there. And then boom, frozen.
I'm going to message her real quick. Talk amongst yourselves.
Hey,
But,
yeah,
dude,
let's
talk about that. Talk about that performance by her, man.
Dude. That, so, you know, when you see, so you have like no background on somebody and you're like, hey, how is she going to do against Jade Masson-Wong, knowing like Jade or Jade has some combat sports experience? So we're sitting there like, I don't know what to think. So obviously the odds probably would favor Jade at that point. So we're watching the fight. And I don't know when I realized like, holy shit, she's beating the fuck out of Jade. Like she was beating her good. And then, but, and then she got her with that crazy cut. She good to go?
Yeah, I think she's back, dude. She was busting her up. Let's talk about that. Oh, all right. Go ahead. We lost you for a second. You froze. Yeah. I don't know what happened.
So I was just saying I got presented with the opportunity to do bare knuckle, and I was like, you know what? I've been training my ass off all this time. Why not? It's a Hard Rock. It's a great event. And boxing has always been my strongest suit. Like I said, I did Golden Gloves, so I felt pretty confident about it. And I just
had you been training with Hector Lombard prior to your opportunity in bare knuckle, or did you start training with him once you got the opportunity because he is who he is and he was a champion in bare knuckle? He was like kind of a guy you gravitated towards.
Yeah, I actually my team is Freestyle Fighting Academy, FFA. If you're not familiar with like Marcos Avila, my coach, he used to train Kimbo Slice for his backyard fights, Masvidal back when he was doing backyard fights. So he has a lot of knowledge when it comes to bare knuckle fighting. Hector, I met him after bare knuckle through my management team at Toro Loco MMA, because they have very close ties, and that's where Hector came into the picture.
Yeah, it's funny how you're on the show tonight following Louie Lopez, and like you got some time training with Hector Lombard, who is a longtime veteran, well-known guy who's been around and done it all. And the last guy we just talked to, Louie Lopez, he's got Joe Riggs, and that's kind of the same way. You guys both had somebody, around you, teaching you the ways of the bare knuckle game that have been at the height of it. You know what I mean? They fought each other, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
In that fight. So when you froze, we're like fill in talk real quick. We were talking about your fight with Jade. Now, that fight was fantastic for you. You looked comfortable as hell. You looked comfortable in the clinch. Obviously, you talked about your kickboxing. So, you had a strong ass jab, and what I remember about your jab is it didn't look like you were throwing it all that hard, but it looked like it had a whole lot of power behind it, because when you were hitting her, you were busting her up big time. And it ended up finally bloodying the shit out. You were wearing her blood a little bit that night. And then Dr. Don Moosey stepped in and stopped it in between. Was it between what round was that in? It was like
he got cut in the second round. I believe it was the first jab I threw in the second round. We went through round 2, and then round 3 they stopped it.
Yeah,
it like right down the center too.
It was a
pretty good split.
What did it feel like to go out there in your pro debut? And you're from that area, right? You're basically that's your area. So you're there. You're in front of your own local people there, and you get that impressive victory. You had your hands up. You were ecstatic. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, it was honestly, it was awesome. I'm from Miami, South Florida. I had all my fans out there rooting, and again, I didn't know what to expect with bare knuckle. It's a whole different game compared to any MMA training or boxing training I may have done. So it felt freaking awesome when I saw that they were calling the fight. First of all, I mean, it's great. I don't have to go all the 5 rounds getting. Jade is a very strong opponent, very strong girl, and I knew that she had a lot of power going into it. So I was ecstatic about the fact that I had won, and second, I didn't have to keep going 2 more rounds with Jade.
Yeah, it was impressive. Mike and I were right out there by the ring. Like usually we're all over the place. We're either in the back doing interviews or like off to the side. But I remember that fight in particular, I was like 5 feet from the ring the entire time,
the whole thing.
Watching the whole thing from like this angle right here, right at the ring. And man, I think we were right behind your corner, actually. Like we were right behind you guys. And that shit was fantastic, man. The crowd was going fucking nuts. You got your victory, and now you get an opportunity to go in there, like I said earlier, in the same exact building on the last card in the United States of 2022 for bare knuckle, which happens to be their 50th event ever. I just learned that today. I didn't realize it's BKFC 34, but it's their 50th overall event. You know what I mean? So it's a historic night. You get to go in there and do the same thing. Jocelyn Lybarger, do you know much about your opponent coming up?
I don't know a whole lot other than I know she has an MMA background. She's had a few MMA pro fights, I think, with UFC. I know that she retired from that, and then she fought against Kroll.
Yeah, Martina.
Yeah, Martina Kroll. And I know they called the fight because of a cut. She's very technical, it seems like. And she's a good fighter. It's going to be a tough fight. I think I know I got my work cut out for me, but I think I'm well prepared, especially that my first fight was no easy fight. Jade was tough. She seasoned me for this. So I think, I'm confident that in my skills and what I've got to show. So
now, if you watch her first fight against Martina Kroll, and then you watch your fight against Jade, her and Jade were having the same problems with the jab. Like she was getting picked apart with the jab. You kept landing the jab on Jade. Do you see yourself going in there and pulling off another performance the way you did against Jade on Saturday night, knowing what you've seen in her previous fight against Martina Kroll?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, that's pretty much part of the game plan. Go in there and I'd have to feel it out because against Martina was a very tall opponent and a tough opponent also with her Muay Thai background. So we have different fight styles, but I'm ready to do whatever it takes in there, whether it be long range, short range, whatever it is, clinch work. I'm ready for it all.
What do you think took them so long to get you back in there? Did you not want to come back? I saw you in the crowd at maybe the last time they were there. You were in the crowd and you were at Plazaola, maybe? Was it?
Plazaola, yeah, with Edgar, my teammate.
Yeah, so, yeah. I saw you guys there and I was like, is that Christine? And is it Vicens? I'm going to say it wrong.
It's Vicens.
Vicens.
Yeah.
I was like, I thought it was you, but it wasn't positive, and we didn't get to talk to you while we were there. But I definitely wanted to know then, like, are you going to fight again? Obviously, you are now, but what happened there?
So it was they had presented the idea of fighting back in, I think it was in July when it was down here in Miami again. The reason that I didn't take that fight is because my kids were in summer. Kids were out of school, and I really just wanted to focus on them, spend some time with them. I also own a business. I own a construction business, and it's kind of like a balance game. When I'm fighting, I gotta slow down on the business side, and when I'm busy with work, I gotta slow down on the fighting end. So I just wanted to take that time to kind of relax, recuperate, spend time with my kids, and be with the family for the summer.
Understandable.
That's awesome. How old are your boys?
They are 5 and 6.
5 and 6. I got 2 boys myself. That poor guy up there has got 2 girls. I don't even know I don't know how he does it. But I got an 8 and 11-year-old.
Boys are rough, especially 2 boys.
You know what? And my wife, she was crying yesterday, and I'm like, "Why are you crying?" She's like, "Jackson lost his last baby tooth. He's not a baby anymore." I'm like, "Oh, come on." I'm like, "What did you think? He's not going to grow up?" She's like,
"Oh, but it's hard." My kids too. I hear them like they're growing up, and I'm like, "No, stop the time." They actually wanted to be at my fight. They were really excited, and I told them that they're not going to go. It's too stressful to have the kids there because my husband has to be watching them, and he's already anxious about the fight. So they were disappointed. But
did they get to watch it on TV?
I showed them the last fight afterwards, the day after, the morning after.
You were like, watching
when they saw my face, they were like, "What the heck just happened?"
You were like, "All right, boys, watch what your mother can do."
Yeah. Don't act up.
Yeah, no, shut your mouths.
Well,
they
actually trained and they started sparring already, so it's a lot of fun to watch.
Oh, nice. That's awesome. I was gonna say, you mentioned boys are rough. So my older son, he does martial arts as well, and they're actually going to be starting jiu-jitsu on next Monday, which I'm happy about. I wish they would have started earlier, but so the older one, he's like the easiest kid in the world to like buy Christmas gifts for. He will straight up tell you, "I want this Lego set, I want this, I want these shoes, I want this." He's very fucking particular. My other one is just an absolute bruiser, doesn't give a shit about toys. He just wants to crush things. He wants to break things. He goes, "Daddy, I want a hydraulic press and a shredder." I'm like, "What the fuck is that?" He goes, "A hydraulic press so I can like crush things, and like a metal shredder that I could throw propane tanks in."
Oh my gosh.
So I'm like, "All right, you're not getting either one of those things. So relax." Last year, Amy was like, "What are we going to get Nolan for Christmas? He's the hardest kid to get." And I'm like, "Let's buy him a jiu-jitsu dummy." And she's like, "What?" That kid beats the fuck out of that dummy every single day of his life. He's in the living room. He's dragging the thing around. He's throwing arm bars on it. He's ground and pounding. I'm like, "See, greatest fucking gift I ever bought in my life."
There you go. So yeah, definitely. I think it's the best thing you could put them in. It creates, martial arts for kids. It creates discipline, self-control. There's so many things about it really that.
The discipline part, the self-confidence too, like it's really something that most kids should probably get into some form of martial arts at some point in their childhood years. Nolan's also like ball sport kid. He's like a basketball and baseball freak, and he loves doing that kind of stuff. So it's hard to.
I really hope my kids choose a different sport. Train it,
Yeah, go golf.
The bullies, but play basketball or something.
You think that it'll be a little bit too hard on you if you had to like anticipate their fights, watch their fights? Like, I get nervous watching fights with strangers. I'm watching you fight. I don't even know you, and I'm like, I'm stressing out. So I couldn't imagine having my kids fight.
Yeah, it's stressful. But you know what? What I love about it, and what I try to, I guess, use as a teaching point is that like they know mom. They know mom. I've never been in a street fight. I'm all about the sport, the ring. I'm tough when it comes to my sport, but otherwise I'm like peace and love.
Yeah.
So I like for them to see that contrast, that I have that kind of control where I can get in the ring. I can be this person when I'm practicing my sport, but outside of that, it's love. We're cool. I don't hate anybody. So it teaches you, like I said, that control and that discipline to be able to like switch on and off when you need it.
That's awesome. And so you said you've been doing it for 17, you've been doing combat, martial arts or combat sports for 17 years, right? That means you didn't start I believe, are you 37 years old? 37. So 37, you didn't start doing any combat sports until you were 20?
No sports.
What were you doing before that?
Nothing. I honestly, I hadn't done any sports until I think 18 or so. And then I starting like regular exercise classes. And then at about, I think it was 19 or 20 when I started at the martial arts gym. Other than that, I was never athletic as a kid. I just, very artsy. I studied architecture. I always had a boyfriend, the same boyfriend throughout all my teenage years. So I kind of just stayed home and hung out with the family. I didn't really care about sports so much other than watching them. I'm Cuban, so we always watched boxing at home. But otherwise, I never practiced sports until I was older.
Wow.
That's crazy. And you just took to it pretty naturally to become a Gold Glove a national champion. That's fucking amazing.
Yeah, I think it really balanced me out. I don't know. Like I said, that contrast, because I was always a quiet, shy kid. And it brought out a side of me that I guess I didn't know was there, or maybe I don't know, I was holding back. But I did like the way that it made me feel, empowered me, and I decided to stick with it because it really helped even mentally. Like I had challenges growing up, I had depression and all kinds of stuff, normal stuff that we go through as teenagers. And I saw how that really helped me to kind of focus and I guess release some of that, like I said. And I became hooked on it. Like right now, if I'm grumpy, my husband's like, go hit something, go hit a bag, go fight, do whatever you got to do. Come back when you're done, because you need to get it out of your system.
See all the good things that come from combat sports, people.
It's not all bad.
Yeah. There's a number of great things we just talked about that you
I
get
love
from
it.
combat
I love
sports.
everything about
It's
it.
a wonderful thing.
Absolutely.
It's
Kyle,
really
you
is.
there?
Who do people?
I thought you were on delay.
Can you hear
for
me?
A second there. Yeah, you were delayed for like a split second there.
No, something's going on. Something's going on with my computer. I don't know what's. Oh, you know what? My internet went out. I'm on Wi-Fi now. There's like 45-mile-an-hour winds outside right now at my
Yeah,
house. So I
it's
think
crazy
messing
over
with
here.
my connection. Christine, who do people say that you look like the most? Like famous people? Anybody tell you? Because somebody in the comments just said something. I think it's a really good compliment. I just want to hear what people say.
Yeah,
to
I'd say so.
I don't know. I get a lot that I look European, Italian, but I don't know. That I don't think I can't recall.
How about a mix between Jennifer Lopez and Megan Fox?
Oh, I like that. That's a compliment. Thank you.
Yeah, there you go. Well
I'd
done.
be happy
Megan.
if someone said that about me. Shit.
Yeah.
I'd take that all day.
Yeah. There was a long time where people told me I look like the older brother from Prison Break. Maybe if I take my glasses off. I used to get that all the time, but now I think I'm like a fatter version of the fucking guy from Prison Break. Anyways,
Is that Lincoln?
Link the Sink. Yes,
Yeah.
Link the Sink. That's right. We're very excited to see you back in there. Like Mike said earlier, it's been a long time. I think that was February, right? Was Knucklemania 2 was February. And as a matter of fact, the person that we talked about earlier on, Martina Kroll, She's been going through the same thing. She's been on a long layoff since her fight. And we talked to her manager a lot, and he's been trying to get her a fight. Maybe, maybe a 2-0 Christine Vicens and a Martina Kroll match down the road would fit nicely, because I think your two styles make fights. I think the two of you could put on a fucking show for everybody. Do it right in your own building again.
Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Here we go. So everybody, if you don't have the app, it is this Saturday night. It is the 50th show. It is BKFC 34. She's taking on Jocelyn Lybarger from the UFC. We know her. We got a speed round for you. We're going to ask you some Christmas questions real quick and then let you get out of here. All right.
Okay.
Here we go. Number one, what was the most asked for gift this year by your boys? What are they begging you for? Anything?
Man, I gave them that Amazon magazine that came in the mail, and I was like, circle what you want,
Oh, no.
I mean, the thing is covered in black ink. I can't even see the toys anymore. But a lot of cars and dinosaurs.
Yeah, that's about the age. In a couple more years.
Same thing, and they did the same. My girls did the same thing. They circled like 95% of everything, even things they don't even like.
This is a Barbie doll. He's like, oh, okay, I didn't know that. Oh, you can erase that, but they still circled every single thing in that magazine.
Just circling whole pages.
Yeah.
About to take this page. Yep. That's funny, man. I fucking love it.
It's all coming.
Couple more years from now, they'll be asking for like Legos and stuff. Like my boys, as they got a little older, in like the 8, 9, 10-year-old range, it's like building things with Legos. And I step on Legos all the fucking time.
Lego. My older one is into stones and rocks now. Like he wants to go digging for stones, and I'm like, sure, let's go find some crystals. I don't know where to go, but
cool.
All right. Number 2.
Are you a colorful Christmas lights or a white Christmas lights person?
All right, I'm gonna be honest with you. I love the white Christmas lights, but I'm especially right now. Like I have my Christmas tree and stuff up. I put whatever I could find. At this point, like my Christmas tree, I put up the tree. I'm like, boys, put whatever you want on it, and I let them pick and choose. And there's like cutouts of magazines on the tree. There's all kinds of stuff. Whatever they want.
All the toys they circled, they cut out, and put it up there.
Well, literally, I have 2 boys and 3 dogs, and
it's a dirty sock on there.
Yeah, it's chaotic. So I let them do whatever they want. When they're older, I'll go back to the white Christmas.
Nice.
That's awesome. All right, number 3. What's your favorite Christmas movie?
I think Home Alone. I mean, I guess Home Alone, because especially now I can watch it with my kids. They just saw it for the first time and they loved it.
Oh my God!
And Elf.
Tonight,
I have a big wall of Elf in my front yard.
Oh, cool.
So when we write these questions, usually at dinner, like tonight before we do the show, I will run these questions through the family, right? As long as they're appropriate questions. I skip some. But this question right here, Nolan said Home Alone before I even finished asking the question. Amy said Elf right off the rip. And then my older son, right now on Disney Plus, Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special is one of the best Christmas specials ever made. And I guarantee that. Go watch that. You'll love it.
Yeah, I'm going to watch it with the boys.
Yeah, it's awesome. And then they were like, what about you? Are you going to pick Christmas Story? I was like, no, if I had to choose, if you already picked Home Alone, I'm taking Home Alone 2. There it is. All right, number 4.
Are gift cards for Christmas a cop-out?
No, I don't think so. If you have the time to go and get something nice, that's great. I love that. But as a mother, like I said, I'm a mother of 2 boys. I'm a wife. I have my business. I'm always training. Like sometimes I just have to grab a card, do whatever I can, and be like, hey, sorry, here you go. So it happens. Not everyone has the time to put all that thought into it and buy a gift 2 months early.
I feel like the more time that goes by, the more acceptable it's becoming. Because back in the 90s, a gift card, I feel like was almost totally unacceptable. In the 80s, probably completely unacceptable for a gift card. I don't even, I feel like people are like, no, you can't do gift cards. But now it's like, hey, they got a whole gift card section. Like it's bigger than some.
Everything is like so accessible. If I want something, I can go on Amazon and get it right now. I don't need to wait for someone to gift it, So I guess that's why it's like, here, just pick and choose. You can literally have it in your front yard tomorrow.
Yep.
Here's a gift card.
It's also like, from like my family example, my mom and dad are down in Fort Myers and we're in Connecticut. So my mom will be like, hey, what kind of gift card do you want for the kids? What would they want? You want me to just send a bunch of Amazon gift cards? Yes, they love going on Amazon and picking out their own shit. Just send them a bunch of Amazon gift cards. Perfect. Boom.
It works.
Put it in the mail. Forget about it.
She could send me a gift card too.
Yeah, send Mike a gift card too. All right, last question. Here we go. What is something you hate about Christmas?
What do I hate about Christmas? I hate when it's over. I hate that there's so much hype up to, leading up to Christmas Day, the 25th, and then all of a sudden it's over and you're like counting down the days, dreading like January 1st. You're like, oh, here we go again, another new year.
You gotta take all, you gotta take all the decorations down and everything.
Take the decorations down, burn off all the extra fat you gained. It's like, yeah, that's the worst when it's over. But I love Christmas. I mean, especially I'm a Christian, and I the season, the reason for the season is Jesus, so we're all about that here at home. So it's a beautiful holiday and I love it.
Yeah, we love it too.
As you
look at Mike's background. Look at his Hallmark background.
Look at this stuff. Come on now. I love it so much. We've been decorated around here. The downstairs has been decorated since like maybe the first week in November.
I've been a constant battle at home. I have like a turkey in one corner, but then I have a Santa Claus and a reindeer in another, and I'm like, which one do I choose? And they're just like battling it out until finally, like, I didn't even wait till Thanksgiving. I was like, okay, let's put the turkeys away and get all the Christmas stuff out.
Love Christmas.
All right, and Mike's gonna ask you a bonus question real quick. Here we go.
Is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
You guys are going to kill me, but I don't remember too much about the movie Die Hard. It's been so long.
That's
I have a short attention span, and I forget movies quickly. I end up falling asleep or just, wanting to watch a cartoon with my kids. But
yeah, I got you down in the unsure column.
Yeah, put me in the unsure column.
So basically, just to put that movie in a nutshell, it is an all-action movie where terrorists like hijack this building. Inside that building happens to be a Christmas party for some company that's in the building, and Bruce Willis went there to see his wife at the Christmas party. That's about the extent of the Christmas in the movie.
It happens on Christmas Eve, though, doesn't it?
It happens on Christmas Eve. There's a Christmas party, and then it's just an action movie. So that's the age-old question: is that considered a Christmas movie? And my answer is, he would never even have been in the building if there was no Christmas party. There would be no movie. It's got to be a Christmas movie. No?
I say if it happens on Christmas, it's a Christmas movie. I know I've seen it. I promise I've seen it. I just can't remember it.
Yeah, it's a classic. Anyways, thank you so much for coming by and talking a little bit about fighting with us and talking a little about Christmas with us. We will not be there this weekend. We are usually at all the events, but we had made other plans. Those plans got canceled, and it was too late to make new plans to go down there this weekend and hit this event up. It's killing us because this fight card that you're on is fantastic.
Yeah.
Top to bottom. We're going to give you this opportunity to say a few last words, and then we'll let you get up out of here.
All right. Well, thank you guys. I really appreciate you inviting me to the show. I hope that you guys can either, if you're in South Florida, I want you there in person, and if not, click on the link, download the app. It's only $4.99 for the month, and watch these fights. It's the last event of the year, so it's gonna be a hot one. And Merry Christmas to all, and God bless you guys. And again, thank you for having me here.
It was our pleasure. Thank you for coming on. Mike, you have anything else for her?
Thank you so much. Good luck in your fight. I can't wait to see it this weekend. It's going to be great.
Thank you. Thank you.
Have a
guys.
good one.
Bye.
See you later. Bye. Yeah, that was good. She's a fucking she's a badass chick, man. I'll tell you right now. She blew us away in that Knucklemania fight. We didn't know what to think, and she silenced all of our fucking curiosities. Great answers in the speed round, man. Jesus, those are fantastic.
I hate when Christmas is over.
The question, the answer to what is your, what do you hate about Christmas?
Yeah,
is
when it
that
ends.
was a great answer, because really the week after Christmas you are doing nothing but cleaning up. If you're a parent, you're putting together toys.
You have the Christmas hangover,
dude.
Just have that oh man, like, the vacation's about to end, like everything, the culminating, like that's the culminating event. Like you're building up, building. You got a little bit of vacation time, weekend, and you have it. And then the next day it's like, it's over.
But you know this because your girls probably got like Barbie dream houses and fucking whatever's. You're putting shit together for like the entire next week, and there's garbage. There's like toy boxes and fucking bows and wrapping paper that you missed on. It's just like a constant cleanup, and then you're breaking down all the decoration. When do you guys take? So you guys are. The Hunnolds are, decorate the downstairs in the first week of November. People.
Downstairs is decorated for Christmas, like first week of November. Steph's ready to get this shit popping off immediately. She'll have the whole house decked out before you know it. But upstairs gets done. They got done this week after.
Now, when do you guys break everything down?
Immediately. Like,
really?
No, not like New Year's. After New Year's, like New Year's Day, everything's down. New Year's Day, it's cleaned up, and then it's winter stuff. And she goes season to season. I mean, I'm up in that attic immediately. Boom, boom, boom. We're bringing things down, putting things back up. She decorates as soon as it's time. The whole place is done up. When spring comes around, it'll be decorated for spring the second it happens.
I wish
there'll be flowers out there and shit. You'll think that fucking we grew flowers here all inside. It's crazy. She's nutty.
I wish that our fantastic audience and supporters of this show had a behind the scenes look at Mike and Steph arguing about that background before we went live.
It'd be nice if we recorded that, huh?
It was so damn funny. And like, he's like, you don't know. What do you know? It's not your show. It's not the Mike and Mish and Steph show.
Yeah. I said, you're not. I said, listen, this is the Mike and Mish show. It's not the Mike and Steph show. You don't run this show. You can run the house, but you don't run the damn show. And I was like, you don't know my background. Don't touch my background. She didn't like the background. Because I had different things over here, right?
Did you break something?
Normally, people who are watching that snow thing and this little snowman, they don't go there. They're somewhere else in this room. I have gone and taken it upon myself to move some stuff around because I like the way that it looks. And she came downstairs and was like, oh, no.
It don't go. That don't go there.
That doesn't go there. People are going to think that I decorate crazy, this and that, and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, don't tell me how to do my background, devil woman. I know what I'm doing around here. I said, listen, Steph, you're looking at it in Steph's perspective of the house. You're not looking at it from people's perspective from the show. I said, this is a background. We've got this background here. This is what people see. She's looking all around the room like, oh, this doesn't look right. And I'm like, listen, don't touch my stuff. So she moves this stuff out of here. She moves it over. So now it's behind my head over here. So I'm like, what good does that do, Steph? It's a big space. I can't have a space here. There can't just be an empty wall behind my head. There has to be stuff there. Don't tell me how to broadcast.
Dude,
okay?
did you
God
get
damn
up? Like, hey,
she's not a Mike and missionary.
Mike, you better get your gun loaded to go upstairs. Big Ben says,
no, hey, ready to go.
Yeah, he said, you're not a Mike and missionary. She was like, a Mike and missionary? He was like, yeah, assume the missionary position.
Because it's about to start a Mike and Mish show. The Mike and missionaries. Trying to figure out what we call our supporters and fans. We call them Mike and missionaries.
He said, assume the missionary position.
Yeah.
Dude, did you get up from your seat and break something that was on the shelf behind you? Did you pick something up and throw it on the floor?
Yes, I threw. No, I had a reindeer. I had a silver reindeer that's over here. No, it didn't because it's metal.
Oh,
and I just took it and I threw.
Dude, it sounded like
I went over there and I threw it because it's like a hollow piece of metal, so it's loud when it lands. It's just like I don't know, aluminum or some shit. So it was real loud, but it didn't break at all. It's just a loud fucking piece of equipment.
Oh man, it sounded like it broke. I laughed so hard. I don't know if you saw me on the screen while you were arguing with her, but I was fucking dying. Assume the missionary position.
I had, see, it's even loud to carry this thing right here. I had this up. She was
Throw
like,
it on the floor.
So I went like this. I threw it. I said, I took it right off the shelf. I threw it. I said, how do you want the background to look? I wanted that on. There's lights on it. And she's getting all crazy. You know what I mean? This is what happens.
Oh, God, I fucking love it. Mike.
Unbelievable.
Hey, when do you head to Florida? Howie, let me answer that.
Howie, as soon as you send us the money for the tickets, I'll be right there. I'll leave tomorrow night.
So what happened was, I'm gonna tell you what happened here. So Mike and I were planning to do something else in a couple weeks with the company, and we were gonna go.
We're gonna help out with this thing right here.
We were gonna go attend this, and we were gonna go live every day from there. But plans changed, and things fell through for us, right? Yep. So when this was our plan, my wife, who had been putting off this foot surgery for 2 years.
It's all Amy's fault.
No. She made the appointment for today, November 30th. She was like, if you're going to be gone December 15th through the 18th, I'm going to get the surgery. So 10 days later, I'm good. I can walk around and I'll be good for the boys. So we did that. And then we got the word that plans changed and it was too late because Amy is downstairs with her foot fucking this big in a damn boot with her foot up.
Yeah.
And I got to be a responsible parent and take care of the boys.
Time to be an adult.
Time to be an adult. But that do we have the fight card? Can we put that up or show some of these fighters?
I can bring it up in a moment's notice here. Just give me 1 second and we'll get it going. We'll get it going, Boss Nova.
All right. While you're doing that, I'm going to just remind everybody else. You see, I got a shirt on. I got this one here. Let God sort it out. Can you see it?
That's right. Let him sort it out.
Let God sort it out. I got the red, white, and blue Guerrilla Warfare on. He's got the black and white Guerrilla Warfare. You saw the hoodie. I got the Gogo Slavetsky shirt in the other room now. The shirts are awesome. Go to guerrillawarfare.com. GuerrillaWarfareApparel.com and use our promo code Mike and Mish and buy some Christmas presents. God damn it. Look at this card that we're not going to be at.
Yeah, let's take a look at it. Let's go all the way to the bottom, work our way up. What do you think about that?
Oh, yeah. Do that. But I didn't realize a few people were on this card. I don't know. I don't know about that bottom one. I can be honest with you. I don't know.
They don't either.
But you got
I don't know about it either. The picture's not even there.
Yeah, you got Rambo. Matt Russo, is it Matthew?
Mike Lowry?
Yeah, and you got Jacoby Lowry. We talked to Rambo. Our boy Jeremy Smith taking on this Valdivia, who's got an MMA background. He looks pretty solid as well. But Jeremy's a pit bull. His nickname's a pit bull. You know it. What's his name? What's Moffitt? Sean Moffitt?
Yeah. Yes. And then Masabo. Remember we saw that guy fight? He fought the last time we were in Hollywood. He was on, I think he was like the first fighter.
Was he?
Remember that? Yeah.
And the last one we were at?
On the last card that we were at in Florida, he was like the first person who fought, I think.
Oh, I'm gonna have to rewatch that shit.
Yeah.
But scroll up. We know these next two fellas.
Yes, we do. And it's too bad we didn't get either one of them on. So we'll have to get them on the flip side.
I don't know why. Like, I was looking at the fight card today, and I was like, man, dude, Sorrow and Townsend were on this card, and we didn't even think to ask them to come on the show.
See if they'll sneak on tomorrow night.
Yeah, maybe. And then there was another one that we're gonna have Glendale Futrell tomorrow. He's gonna be on the show. He's taking on Fames. Fames, he supposedly has his a new focus in life. Like, he admitted that his losing streak is because he has all the talent to be a great fighter, but he didn't have the drive he didn't care as much to be a fucking great fighter, even though he has the talent to do it. So he says he is refocused. He's got his shit together, and he's getting in there with the berserker. Dude, Johnny Knuckles.
The this guy's accent, okay, thickest accent I think I've ever heard, right? What is it? I don't even know.
I think it's Scottish or maybe Irish.
It is absolutely thick. And the thing is, I feel like, you know how you have accents and then you have, you can go to the different neighborhoods and cities within where you would get, like, so you go to Ireland, there's all these different accents, like in England, you know what I'm saying? You go to the UK and you can tell there's a few different, like Darren Till, for instance.
Yeah, the Scouser.
He's got the Scouser. He's got a little bit of a different tweak to it, right? This guy, I don't know where he's from. We've got to find out, because if no one's ever heard him talk, he has a very distinct accent. I've never heard anything like it before. I mean, it's thick.
Yeah, and of course he's taking on our buddy G, the cut man G. Making his debut for the BKFC. He's been boxing for a long time. He's been training with a lot of killers down there, and he's ready to get in there. He's been telling us he's going to do it for a while, and now here he is finally. Scroll up a little bit. This guy, I was so surprised to see him on this card. Jake Young.
I knew Jake Young, but
Jake Young, didn't he? I thought he tore his ACL in fucking Wichita.
Albuquerque? I don't know. But did you know
Albuquerque.
Rene Rodriguez was fighting on this card?
I did not know that.
I did not know that. Did he replace somebody?
I don't know. White boy Rene.
He's making his debut in the BKFC.
Yeah, I did not know that. This fight surprised me because
that's wicked weird.
Dude, I thought Jake's knee was proper fucked in Albuquerque.
But I don't think we knew for sure, because obviously this is before.
Yeah. And then our boy, then we got El Gallo, Brian Duran on there, and we got all the Slaughterhouse guys coming up now.
Yep.
You got Blake Davis taking on Dunkel. You got freaking we just talked to Christine Vicens. Vicens. Get that right. You know what her nickname is? La Abusadora.
Is it on here?
No, it's not on there, because they need to get their shit together. But you
now.
You know what that means? La Abusadora.
Abusadora. Nope.
The abuser.
The abuser. It would have taken me the rest of the night to freaking guess that.
Yeah, the abuser, man. That's a great nickname. She's very nice for being an abuser.
I would have said, like, take the trash out or some shit. That was so nice.
Yeah, and then we just got done talking to Louie Lopez. Locos taking on Howard H.D. Davis.
Yeah.
What a challenge, man. What a fight. That one right there has my eyes on it, dude. I cannot wait to watch that one.
Yeah, Lopez says he's going to bring the fight. He's going to keep coming forward. So we'll see what happens there.
And you know what? And that's a fantastic feature fight, because we all thought that after that Howard Davis Jimmy Rivera fight that they would probably fight again, and next time it would be for a title.
Yeah.
And somehow, some way that didn't materialize.
Yeah, that didn't. And then, like we talked about, the Kai Stewart fight didn't materialize either. Yeah. And now we have this fight. So it's going to be a wild one and a good one.
And then, Francesco Ricci against Dave Redneck. Get you kicked off of Facebook, Mondell. This is a great fight against two guys that know each other well. They're cool with each other, but Francesco Ricci is just so tall, long, crisp, and technical with his striking. When he throws, he lands. But what he said on the show last week about Dave Mundell, he said it's very hard to look good against Dave Mundell.
Yeah.
And that's a great way to describe him, because Dave, brings a dogfight every time. And
he's a smart fighter too.
He's a smart.
He's not going to rush. He's not going to do crazy shit. You're not going to.
He doesn't allow you to implement your game plan. He does not allow anybody to implement their game plan. And you saw it especially in that Julian Lane fight, where Julian could not do anything that he normally could do.
Right.
Like Julian Lane's game was completely different that night. Not because Julian Lane was off, but more likely because Dave wouldn't allow him to. He wouldn't allow him to get it off.
This is going to be a good fight. It's going to be a technical fight. They're going to be patient. I see them. This is going to be so good. And this is, as we have been talking about for the past 2 years, right? The sport is progressing. And when you get to the top of these cards, you get to all these fighters, and the sport is changing, and you're going to see all that and on this main card, you're going to see a lot of the talent that is growing in bare knuckle and BKFC. It's getting good. And this is going to be one of those fights. And
then, of course, you got your main event. You got Luis Palomino, Baboon, the pound for pound, the pound for pound #1, the 2 division champ, the 55, the 65, 7-0.
Yep.
He's beat everybody.
Lightweight, welterweight, pound for pound.
And he came on last week and delivered an awesome interview with us and talked about what he would like to do for his legacy after Tom Schoaf. He wasn't very impressed with Tom Schoaf. Tom Schoaf was happy that he said that. That Tom Schoaf brings an absolute banger of a fight every time he goes out there.
Oh yeah.
So that main event's fantastic. A great way to end the year in the United States. It's not the last card of the year for the BKFC, but it is the last one in the States this year.
Yeah.
What I was going to say, when you look at that card, Mike,
yeah,
does any other fight besides, like, nothing against the main event and the co-main event, those are fantastic. Those are great fights. But I feel like the Louie Lopez and HD Davis fight is going to be the one we all need to fucking watch, man. Like that one has fight of the night written all over it.
There's so many good fights on that card, on this upcoming card this weekend. It's going to be hard to pick a good one. And when it's over, we're probably going to be arguing about which fight was better than the other, because this is going to be a great card. I'm so upset that we can't be there.
Yeah,
but we'll be at another one soon.
Tune in tomorrow night when Mike and I talk to the Berserker, Glendale Futrell, who's going to be taking on Fames this weekend. But we're also bringing on the co-main event of that Thailand card in was that 2 weeks from now or a week from now?
Yeah, the 10th.
The 10th. It's the following weekend. BKFC Asia 4. We're going to get Ty Emery on here tomorrow night, and she's going to talk about her upcoming co-main event fight for BKFC now Asia, not Thailand anymore, BKFC Asia 4. So looking forward to talking to her. She kind of took the BKFC or the bare knuckle world by storm when she demolished her opponent, had the nice knockout, and then the celebration afterwards is what led to the buzz all over the internet.
Yep.
So we'll be talking to her about that. And John Castillo in the comments was asking about Elvin.
Yeah.
Boxing in Russian. What is that all about? Where did that
I don't
come
know
from?
I don't know anything about it. I couldn't speak on it right now. Maybe tomorrow we'll talk about it. I really don't know anything, John. I haven't seen anything about it. Didn't pop up in my feed. Haven't seen it. So I'm going to go and look it up immediately. And
right. Yeah. I wish I
up.
had more information on that, because
talk to Scott and see what's going on.
Yeah. We'll talk to our boy Scott over there and figure out what that is. Cause I saw that post yesterday, maybe. Like, I didn't know anything about that. And Elvin's kind of been quiet since
it's sort of right. I mean, yeah, I see him posting a lot, but it's not about bare knuckle.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean.
About conspiracy theories and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
I'm talking as far as like
and family and all the good stuff.
Yeah, Elvin's boxing for Hardcore in Russia on December 25th, Christmas Day. I hadn't heard anything about that, didn't know anything about that, and now we definitely have to investigate into that a little bit.
Oh, the man's got to keep his pockets full, right? If he's not fighting for BKFC, get that fight money, get that fight. Keep fighting, stay sharp. You have to, right? You can't just sit around and wait forever. And I'm sure he's probably working something out with BKFC, and he'll be back in the near future.
Yeah, man, it's interesting. It's interesting that a longtime BKFC veteran like that. I don't know if he is on a fight to fight contract. Like, is he one fight?
Really
these are questions that we'll ask Scott. We'll try to find out, because I would have thought that he'd be on like a multi-fight contract with them, but guess not, man.
Yeah. Well, I think it's time to call it a night. It is 10:19 Eastern. We will see you all tomorrow night. And
thank you. Thank you to Guerrilla Warfare, and thank you to Norcom Mortgage for helping us out and keeping this show going. You guys need to check them out. Check out both of those websites.
Go get yourself a cool ass friggin' hoodie. Look at this shit. I love it. I love it so much. I gotta tell you.
I was wearing it earlier today when I went to go pick up Nolan from school. I was wearing that. And
Isn't it awesome?
Excellent.
It's
material.
crazy.
It's very comfortable. It's fucking awesome. Tune in tomorrow night when we talk to Glendale Futrell and Ty Emery. With that said, Mike, you got anything else for these peeps?
Peace.